friends, I'm Jim Scott, CEO and co-founder at StructureBot, and I'm here with Cameron McRoberts, who's Chief Innovation Officer and co-founder with me. Our business is to build large-scale 3D construction printers, primarily oriented towards housing, but it's powered by something we call Print Manager AI, which is a tool that takes the guesswork out of 3D construction printing. Let's see here, this way? Yeah. All right, great. So how did we get here? Well, Cam and I, through our churches, we're building houses for homeless people in Mexico, and that has stuck with us. It's one of the reasons we actually are doing this. All right, so I think everybody knows that housing affordability is a wreck right now. If you look at it and you say, well, why is that? Well, over the last 20 years, housing construction costs have gone up over 200%, and the recent tariffs have kicked it up 15%. Affordable housing, starter home production is down 53% or more, and you're left with 51 major markets in the US that are severely unaffordable. So that's the nature of the problem. Okay. So it's clear to us that 3D construction printing and related robotic technology is a clear path forward to solving the housing crisis. Why? It's because it's being proven today to be faster, producing more resilient housing, and at a lower cost point. So those are the three major things that I think it's going to be valuable to the market. So we help builders today pivot to this new model of doing construction, and they benefit by having at least, well, up to, let's put it this way, up to 40% cost reduction on a project, 95% job site waste reduction, which is actually a very expensive situation, and then it's up to 35% faster time to market. So those are the three primary drivers why we think this is the way to go. Now, let's see if we can make this work. All right, so what you just saw, this is Icon, the largest player in the 3D construction market right now, and they are using manual observation and intervention to change what the print diameter or whatever it is looks like. In this particular case, they had to slow it down because it was getting too skinny. Well, with Print Manager AI, we get past all of this by automating it and using technology to make the prints that come out here perfect as each time. So we're not quite there yet, but that's what we're doing and building. So what is Print Manager AI? It is a real-time, autonomous, quality control technology that's using AI as a fundamental tool for knowledge of what is being printed, but also knowledge of what happens if you mix it in a particular way and under what kind of weather conditions you might have. So it could be temperature, pressure, humidity, all number of things like this. So all of that information is driven through the sensor network to control what the printer is actually doing. This is our Gen 1 printer, and it's actually printing curved walls for a 14-foot diameter ADU. Now, if you talk to people in the construction industry about building curved walls, they're going to go like, I don't think I want to do that. So that's one of the great advantages of what 3D printing can do. So we work with builders who want to gain competitive advantages, and it could be in pricing, affordability, structural resilience, fire resilience, for example. So there's a whole lot of things that they might want, and that's what we're helping them do, not the least of which is time to market. So that's one of the primary drivers for builders today, because you think about it, shorter time to market, shorter construction loans, and all the kind of economies that go along with that. Thank you. So our beachhead market is focused on the western US. There's about 280,000 construction units that are available to us for this. And we just took a small chunk of that, 1,000 units, and applied a $30,000 3D construction printing as a service to that to come up with a number of 30 million. But that market, 280,000 homes, and if you multiply that number out, it's now an $8.4 billion opportunity just in that one sector. And who's going to capture that much? Not us right now, but we will at some point. So as we move forward, and if we were to put our Botcrete 3D printer ink onto the TAM, that becomes a $10 billion market. And if you look at the whole worldwide 3D construction printing marketplace, it's forecast to be over $1.6 trillion by 2032. So everybody in this market is still an early stage company, even if you are Icon, the biggest player. So we're all on this, somewhat on the same game plan here. Okay. So what we do in our go-to-market strategy is we take opportunities to work with builders on real homes or infrastructure projects to educate and transfer the technology to the end user company. And it's working. We're gaining traction, and have a couple of projects we could talk about later if you'd like. Okay. So as to that point, we have new relationships, we have revenue opportunities, and we get technology partnerships like with Siemens, and so our market fit is growing and getting better all the time. So we've looked at the numbers hard, and we believe that we can grow this company to numbers like you see here over in about 4 or 5 years. And we think that as we move from where we are and go to the west coast rather, that's where we'll start populating what we're doing, and then we'll move to the east coast, and then at some point in time there will be opportunities for international business. So that's what we're doing. We have a very strong team with a lot of background in this space, and we're just really driven to make this happen. So that's just what you say. All right, so what would we do if we were to be blessed with having the Torch Grant Fund? We'd be using it to field test the AI system, the Print Manager AI. We'd complete the round ADU project we're working on, and then we would continue to build out the printer itself, and with the idea that we're going to get it to market as soon as possible. So that's the whole idea, accelerate bringing the Gen 2 printer to market. So I want to thank you very much for the opportunity to talk to you about what we're doing. Open for questions.
6 minutes and 30 seconds for questions.
All right, thank you. Thank you, folks. Well, in the whole, for us specifically, it doesn't. We can source everything we want here in Colorado practically. There's one area where we still have opportunity for facing a tariff, and that would be with the electric motor drives that used to run the printer system. So those presently are coming out of China, but we've sourced Siemens, who we're having a partnership with, and they say that they can get that to us without worrying about it. So we'll see. The market right now is in excess of probably 300 homes that's being done like within this next 12 months. That is going to represent somewhere on the order of, well, you use an average number of about $600,000 per house, and that will give you what the market looks like just in the U.S. And our path to get into the market is to work partnerships with builders. And for example, we have a builder up in the Denver area who's asking us to do a retaining wall project. It's not giant, but it's 400 feet long, 4 feet high or so, and it'll be probably about $37,000, $38,000, and that'll have about a 30% margin in it. So that's the kind of thing we're working on now to try to get the thing moving. Okay. No, we would sell one printer to a builder. Let's say you're a construction company that's doing 50 houses. We would say you could use one printer to do all 50. Might take you a while to get all that done, but let's say that you want to get it all done in a particular period of time, let's say a year, you might need as many as 3 or 4 printers to do that. So it depends on how you're trying to attack the market. That particular patent is on a printer design that we have, and it's a highly mobile cable-based system. It's not this particular model we're showing here, but it has great opportunity. We haven't filed anything yet. We're in the process of working on what that looks like. it may be a great idea to keep it as closely held information and not let it get spread out too much. I've been in the software industry for over 25 years, and one of the things I've noticed about software patenting is that you have to divulge an awful lot, and all of a sudden you don't have it anymore because somebody says, oh, I can tweak that code this way, and all of a sudden you're toast. So we're going to try to keep it as closely held as we can. We haven't found anybody that's trying to do what we're doing yet, and we've been looking hard. So far, they're all doing manual observation and adjustment. I talked to the people at Cobod, which is one of the larger players from Europe, and I said, what are you using your cameras for? And he said, because we can't see the top of the wall and see what it's doing. Okay, that's not what we're doing. We're using computer vision technology that's similar to what's being used in manufacturing to size parts. So you know immediately if it's a good part or a bad part, and if it's bad, it gets tossed out. But we're trying to take that and make it real time and automatic and continuous. We haven't completely modeled that out yet, but I think that what my mind is saying as we are going through all this is that we would license it with the printer. So it'd be like a perpetual license, but it could have an opportunity for updates at a cost. I would offer it as a long-term license. It could be considered in perpetuity, but let's say that you've been working on this thing for 4 years and now there's an upgrade available. That upgrade would not automatically come. You would have to buy the upgrade. Oh, well, that's our botcrete material. It's a 3D printer ink that we've been working on. Yeah, and so that would come. We license it to producers across the country, and then it gets delivered to end users in super sacks and bags. Yeah. The Marine Corps was a project where we built 6 walls that were about 6 feet long and 4 feet high. What are you going to do with them, we asked. And they said, we're going to take them to Camp Pendleton, put them in a circle, and put a bomb in the middle and set it off and see how they survive. And they said, that's why we call them blast walls. And I thought, okay, now we know.
And that is time.
Time, okay. Thank you very much, folks. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Here you go.